I think that works. Yeah. I think I am on YouTube and on Instagram at the same time. I'm not sure. Maybe. Guys, I am so I'm such a boomer with live streaming. So I'm just like trying to figure out what's happening. Okay, so I have some people joining. Cool. Cool. Oh, thank you, Tim. Thank you for your happy birthday. That's really nice of you. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I see you guys. Okay, perfect. Nice. Everything works. Everything works. Amazing. Great. Great. Thank you for your happy birthday message. It's really nice of you guys. That's really, really great. Cool. Okay. How are you guys? How's your day? Oh, hi from South Africa. Nice. All over the world. Oh, yeah. So I have someone on YouTube that told me that it's so weird because he's in France and he discovered my channel in English. Uh, yeah, but if you want, I have a French channel also where I give like some color grading tips if you prefer in French. After, to be really dead honest with you, I am way more feeling like it's easier for me to talk about color grading in English because I studied color grading in English, you know. So that's why it's way easier for me to talk about this thing. But if you want to just check the French YouTube channel, you can just type Frenchy color grading FR, and then like you're gonna find all the content in French. If it was a nude here at families, I would join in drinking festive. Ah, yes, for me right now, this is midnight, you know. So, so yeah, I understand, Tim. This is noon. Yeah, day drinking is not that great. Yeah. Thank you for your message about birthday. Thank you to say happy birthday to me. It reminds me that I'm older. Thank you for that. um, what is live gamma gain in French? So Tim, live gamma gain in French is roue de haute lumière, roue de basse lumière, and I don't remember what is gamma. I think it's roue de gamma or anything like that. Yeah. If there's some French here, can you just tell me like what is gamma again for like gamma in French? Yeah, day drinking is not the best. Yeah, Sam, you are here to put Patat in the room whenever I tell you to do. When I blink like this, that means that Patat needs to enter the room. Happy birthday! Oh yeah, thank you, Alex. So Alex came into the chat. Thank you so much. Normalement, c'est gamma aussi, je pense. Ouais. So, yeah, gamma could be also roue de gamma. So I think it's this. Yeah, I think it's this. I'm gonna check out Instagram. Trop beau le switch en anglais-français. Yeah. So someone just complimented me on the switch between French and English. That became kind of like, you know, I don't know. It's a sport for me. My brain is a bit mixed on English and French sometimes. Gamma, okay. Uh, watching this while grading a client deliverable. Oh, thank you. That's cool. Thanks. Thank you for joining. Happy birthday. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm 29 and yeah, going closer to 30. I can see it approaching, but it's fun, you know, like it's a fun ride. This is the last year of my 20s. uh, it sounds so much better in French. Yeah, gamma, you know. uh, nice. Nice. We have a lot of people coming. I'm so surprised, actually. Are you streaming to Twitch or another platform as well? No, I'm just right now. I'm just streaming to YouTube and Instagram. That's all. Yeah, yeah. 29. This is the beginning of the end. Yeah, yeah. I think the best way to learn DaVinci first is putting it in English because the majority of DaVinci content on YouTube is in English. I agree. I completely agree with that. Just like because if you want access to more knowledge, then having it in English is way better because then you know what to find in the software, you know, like when you are following tutorials. Yeah. Uh, what would you recommend to someone starting out on color grading? You mean what would you recommend in terms of knowledge or in terms of gear? Because it could be different between these two. In terms of knowledge, I would say that on YouTube, there's a lot of content creators that can help you with color grading. So my friend Darren Mostin is really good, and I really recommend to watch his videos, especially like when you are beginning, because for sure, you know, like you're gonna go. I mean, like you can't go wrong with him. If you are beginning, also you can watch my videos. After that's true that my YouTube channel is a bit more messy in terms of subjects. So then, yeah, you can just like maybe browse around in the videos to see if there's something that would answer on some problems that you have. And yeah, there's also like a lot of master classes out there that are quite good. I recommend TAC Resolve training. That was one of the master classes that really taught me a lot. So if I can recommend to you, you know, to go to TAC Resolve training, it's a great place to learn from a very very big colorist out there. And there's also website like Missing Light that you can subscribe to because there's a lot of information about color grading there, and the community is great. And yeah, that's all for knowledge. After for gear, you know, it really depends on what you want to do, if you want to become a colorist or if you are just, you know, doing color grading as a complement, you know, for your service. Like for example, you are a videographer and so then you are doing the whole post-production by yourself, or for example you are an editor and you are doing also color grading by yourself. So it really depends. So in terms of gear, like I would suggest different gear between your vision of your future. So yeah, that's all. But if for example you want some cheap gear to start, I think you can look at grading monitors in Asus ProArt because they are very affordable, and you can start with your DaVinci Resolve DaVinci Resolve micro color panel. The micro color panel is very accessible, and it can really change your game in terms of color grading. Okay, I'm just gonna go over the chat on YouTube to see what I missed. An interesting thing about doing tutorials is I've got comments on my videos that people really like that I use captions. Oh, really? I didn't know that actually people would like captions on YouTube, because for me, when you are on YouTube, you are sitting and you are watching on your computer. But maybe I have a different user experience than people, because I really like for me, YouTube is very meditative. So when I watch YouTube, I'm just sitting on my computer and I watch YouTube. So either I have it, in front of me, or either I'm doing something else and I'm listening to a video that is playing in the background. So that's why I never need a caption. But yeah, I think it's interesting. Actually, it's an interesting take. What is the future for Frenchy Color? What comes next for you, and where would you like this channel to be for 2025? So yeah, that's a big question. I would like to actually expand a bit more in terms of knowledge than YouTube. So I'm trying to think about a way to propose some classes for you guys. So maybe having a master class that would englobe everything, and also have some maybe classes that are specific to a subject. So maybe we can, and this is also like something that I can build with you guys, because I think this is also very interesting for me to have your take on this. But for example, just making a class that is dedicated only to beauty commercials, or a class that is only dedicated on car commercial. And especially like now I've done a lot of car commercial recently, and so I'm starting to know like what are the tropes, and what people are asking me again and again and again. So yeah, why not, like that's what I envision for 2025. And also like maybe expand my format of videos to something else, where maybe I can meet other people on my channel. So this is something that I have on top of my head, and I'm gonna try to figure out, because also like I am a colorist, so I'm trying to make my YouTube activity and my colorist activity come together. So let's see if I can put it out, but that would be great, and I would be very fulfilled if I can. Yeah. uh how do you wait? I have so many questions actually. How do you achieve good shadows? Good shadows, actually, like the thing is, you can have good shadows already outside of the footage. If you have a good DP, you're gonna have good shadows, and so then like you won't have to do a lot of things. To make good shadows. But if, for example, your DP missed the shadows on, for example, one shot or anything like that, then you can try multiple ways, to have better shadows. So my advice is to always try to not crush the shadows, because sometimes we have the tendency of when we raise the contrast to crank the shadows, so then like we go under zero. So try to keep the shadows as upper zero, and you can try different techniques to make the shadows a bit better. So either you can try the split toning. So the split toning is just trying to create a split in terms of shadows between the red channel, the green channel, and the blue channel. Or you can also try to have more texture on the image, and so with this you can use texture pop at your advantage. So texture pop is actually pretty interesting, because it will create some texture on some part of the image without really cranking that much the shadows. And so then if, for example, you have problems with shadows, you can try to use this tool. Tuk, tuk, tuk. Let's see. So I have two application at the same time open, and so then my eyes are just like going this way. So if I have a strabism, that's I'm sorry. How to level up from an intermediate level to a professional level in terms of commercial grade. So to level up, I would say there's unfortunately there is no like magic tip to level up. For me, what really made me level up was how hard I was on myself. So I'm just gonna explain to you guys. So at first, I was doing grades, and you know, my grades were fine. My grades were fine, and my clients were happy with it. And so, of course, you know, like during some commercial grading, I would maybe have, you know, a project that is not well shot, because also it happened that the budget overall of the commercial is not that high. So this is completely understandable. And in these projects, then I would take the challenge for me and say like, okay, I have this kind of commercial in front of my eyes that is not so well lit. What can I do to enhance my image and maybe make it a portfolio piece for me? Because sometimes like I can receive some footage and I can see it straight away, and I would be okay, if I'm not putting any effort on the image, that won't be a portfolio piece for me. So when I started to just shift my mindset between, okay, I have a commercial that comes to me and I'm just a fixer, I do my grade and I deliver, to I'm gonna try my best to make the image as beautiful as possible while still respecting the director's vision and the director of photography vision. So that's what like happened in my head when I wanted to level up. And so having this kind of mindset, of course, you know, like because you are tougher on yourself, in, you're gonna progress really fast. But at the same time, I started to receive better projects because as I was putting more efforts in my image, I could see that maybe the universe noticed. And so then like I received better projects after this. So this is actually my biggest advice. Like, if you want to level up, try to always find the thing that could be added, like the thing that could make you go beyond your grade. Yeah. Tick tick tick. I'm just on YouTube now. Have you heard about the new translation coming to YouTube? It will automatically translate and give people audio language option, so you can listen in AI generative language. Yes, yes, I heard about this, and actually it's really funny because I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to see what my voice sound like in the AI software, you know. So I was speaking in English and I wanted to see if I could have like a good French reproduction, you know, when I speak in English. So then I can do my English videos and then have, you know, like don't put any effort to make it in French. And so I tried, and funny enough, so for French people, they would know and maybe they would laugh at it. But when I speak in English and get translated in I have a Quebecois accent. So it's quite funny because I have a Quebec accent, but I've never been in Quebec and I'm born in France, you know? So it's really funny to see how your voice change, you know? So yeah, that was an odd experience for me. Why does the export from DaVinci Resolve look different when previewed on Google Drive or browser? This only happens on macOS. Yes, so this is the problem with Mac. Just like to be short, Macs like would interpret your export in Gamma 1.96 instead of Gamma 2.2. And so then what's happening is that you can have like really lifted contrast and the colors that are not at all following what you have done as a grade. So the solution to it, there's no real solution technically. For DaVinci Resolve at that time, but now they are coming back on it. They put out there the Rec 709A, and so the Rec 709A is was just made for you to have a consistent preview between all the platforms in your Mac OS. So then, like all the Mac OS application would have the same visual in terms of preview, but they are coming back on it because we found some issues with the Rec 709A, and so now for my for my advice is to export in the standard Rec 709. So you export in Rec 709 Gamma 2.4 or Rec 709 Gamma 2.2, and you need to accept actually the gamma shift on your machine. Why? It's just because this is something you can't really solve, and when you export, you want to export a preview that actually like most of the devices would see it well, and that wouldn't clash in terms of gamma with other like sorry, that wouldn't clash in terms of gamma and then deteriorate your image. So if you want more details about it, I've made a video. The video is called should you use Rec 709A, and you're gonna have all the details in it and your answers in it. So what I recommend is don't use Rec 709A, just use it if you really want to use it to send preview to your client, but never export in Rec 709A. Export for online team or final export in Gamma 2.2 or Gamma 2.4. It depends on your output, so if it's on internet or if it's on TV, and normally you should be completely fine. Tick tick tick. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? If you had the choice of just one camera, which one would you choose and why? Okay, so my answer is gonna be a bit salty, but I have okay. I had like recently some comments on my YouTube channel where I had people that were telling me that me doing some tests on Sony camera was bad because the Sony color science was crap. So then just for it, I would say then my favorite camera is Sony. Why is yeah why this is just because I find that okay, Sony is actually great. The FX3 is surprisingly giving a very beautiful image. If you have a DP that knows how to handle the image, it's amazing. And I just find that anyway, because we are colorists, we have not the we don't have the choice of the camera. There's only the director of photography that has the choice of the camera, and the director of photography can't always choose Arri Alexa, because Arri Alexa, it could be very expensive, but also it depends on the practicality of the cameras. So maybe the Arri Alexa is too big for the production in terms of the shot that would be needed to be done. So that's why I think like having a favorite camera, it's not really good as a colorist. It's just like, because as a like you're gonna stumble upon a lot of cameras in your career, and I find that in now like that I saw a lot of cameras, I find that each one has their beauty and each one has their cons. So that's why I would say that, okay, my favorite camera is Sony, just like because I have a Sony. That's so. uh that attack. I'm going through the messages. Are you a fan of the Batman movie? The color grading, the color grading in this movie is so nice. Uh, uh, the Batman, the new Batman. I think I've seen it in the cinema. I really like the color grading. David Cole like did a really good job in the color grading, and yeah, I think that's a great movie. So if you want to use it as a reference, it's amazing. It's really beautiful. What do you think is your specialty or your unique selling point? Uh, oh, yeah. What do you think is your specialty or your unique selling point when you get hired as a colorist? And what do you recommend I focus on as I am an up and coming colorist to pay attention to when uh, working? Okay. Um, so the thing that you need to pay attention is actually um, how you are interacting with the team, because technically as a colorist you are a team player, so you are coming in the project at the end pipeline, and you are here to help the director of photography to release his vision. Okay, so your specialty or your unique selling point can be multiple things. um, if for example you are a beginner, most of the time your unique selling point would be the fact that you get your service a bit cheaper because you need a bit more portfolio at the start. And when you grow a bit more, then you become uh, like your selling point would be either client service, or it would be team, like the team interaction, where for example the director is feeling very good working with you, or the director of photography is feeling very good working with you. Or also it can be your artistry. So there's a lot of elements. I would say that nowadays the artistry is actually becoming common. Not common in the sense of like the there is all like there's only good colorists, but it's more that on Instagram a lot of good colorists are out there and great colorists are out there, and so this is very difficult to compete only with your artistry uh, as a colorist. So then I would recommend that, yeah, client services is great. If you can be top notch with your client, it's amazing. And the fact that you can work as a team with the production and the director and the DP is also a very very big selling point. Yeah. So if you want to focus on something, if you are up and coming, I think this is these points. And of course, you know, like if you are up and coming, you have a good portfolio. So I think, yeah, just client services and the team work. Okay, I'm just gonna go over Instagram to see if there's some questions. When have you started as a colorist? So, when did I start? I started quite few years ago, actually. I started before COVID, and so then here we are, you know. So it's almost, yeah, now it's 5 years almost. More than 5 years, actually. I think it's 5 years. 5 years that I'm a colorist, and I love the journey. The beginning was difficult because I never done a film school. I never been in a film school. I've been, you know, just watching YouTube videos and taking master classes to learn color grading. And yeah, this is how it start. Like this is how it started. So yeah, that was a fun journey, and I'm still continuing this journey. So it's cool. I like it. Um, how much? Oh wait. How much of your LUTs do you use in color grading for professional jobs? So my and LUTs in general. So my LUTs, the LUTs that I built, so the Frenchy Colorist Companion Pack, I use it actually, yes, 90% of the time on my jobs. So most of my portfolio that you see on my Vimeo, on my Instagram, this is with these lots. So because you guys, I think like it's great because I have you guys in live, and also I just find that it's a great moment because it's my birthday and we should celebrate. I'm gonna put you a link. So for buying my lots, so if you want to buy my lots, I will give 30% off on the lots until the 1st of December. So until the 1st of December, there's 30% off on my lots if you are using the code Frenchy30. So I'm just gonna go and type it for you guys. So then it's easier. It's easier for you guys, and it's great. I think it's nice. Yeah. So this is my birthday gift for you. Yeah, I think that could be nice. And yes, these lots, 90% of my job, literally 90% of my job, and I always use it. I love it. I build them for that. So yeah, that's why I always use it. So I put you a link in the chat, and so you have the link to go straight away to my shop where you can buy the lots. And yeah, you just put the Frenchy 30 if it doesn't work. Frenchy 30 in upper scale, and it should go. Yeah, it should be working. Yeah, so 30% off on the LUTs. Hi Darren. Oh, so cool to see you. That's so cool to see you, Darren. Oh, very glad you made it. And thank you for the birthday wish. That's really nice of you. Um, bonsoir, bonsoir. Uh, so désolé en English is better. Why are you based in Indonesia? I am not based in Indonesia. I am living in Vietnam. So Vietnam is a great place, and I really like Vietnam. So yeah, I'm based in Vietnam. I want to ask for color grading. Need camera FX3 or camera? Uh, so so I have a question that is, I want to ask for color grading. Do I need camera FX3 or camera hybrid like A7R5 for great result? So I would say that I don't really know the A7R. Yeah, The A7R, I don't really know it. I think it's more catered for photography. After, I would say that each camera you can color grade with it. It really depends actually on how good you want the color grading. Of course, the Sony FX3 is great. The log I find is great, and so if you want to invest in a Sony FX3 to do your videos, then I think it's a great idea. What is your favorite motion VFX transition? I love motion VFX. I mean, you could have seen in my videos. I love these guys. So, my favorite motion VFX transition, a, I have a big affection to their package that is called their film roll. So the film roll package, I really love it because it's a big package of just film roll. So acid burn with some film and all that. So yeah, I really love that. So I mean, technically, I don't know the name by heart about the transition, but the film roll package is amazing. Um, da-da-da-da-da. What do we have? What do we have? I'm just gonna go a bit on Instagram. Cuckoo, happy birthday. Thank you. I just want to leave a hi. Oh, thank you. You are such a nice person to watch. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your message. That's really nice of you. Um, do you advise for how to build a good portfolio as a beginner in color grading? Okay, so do you have any advice on how to build a good portfolio as a beginner? So I have few advice. Um, so the first one would involve actually some stock footage. So you have a website that is called Artgrid where you can actually take the stock footage but have it in log, so you can access to a lot of camera log, and so then build your portfolio with these footages first. I think it's great, but at the same time, the disadvantage of this technique is that a lot of people done it before, and so now like a lot of production already know the stock footage that are used, because most of the time people would use kind of the same stock footage, as like it has good lighting, it has like a good art or anything like that. So my second advice, and the one that I would recommend more, is that if for example you have any friends that work in production, and that, or maybe want to make a music video by themselves or anything like this, um, try to get on the project, just because it can give you an opportunity to practice and also to make a portfolio piece. So then I would suggest to just try to find, projects where you can come in as a beginner colorist. So music videos, it could be a good opportunity because people are very open to new talents for post. Short films also a very good opportunity, for newcomers in the industry, to make a portfolio piece. And if, for example, you really try to tackle commercial, and you really, really want to tackle commercial as your first portfolio piece, then the issue with that is that you will need to make a compromise on your price, for sure. Just like, because in commercials, as like there's more stakes, as there is an end client and sometimes there is an agency involved, uh, the production houses would then need a sort of win situation, because they don't want, for example, newcomers to be liabilities. So then I would say if you really want a commercial in your portfolio as first piece, then like it would need you to do a compromise on your price. But for me, I would suggest to just first go on music videos and short films, because you can build your portfolio with it, and after you can present it to production houses and then get commercials with it. So I would suggest first to go more into this sector of creativity, because also music videos and short films are more creative in terms of color grading than commercials. Um, how often do you use the enhancer, and is it worth it for a beginner? Alors, Alors, I made a switch in French and English. So I use the enhancer only when I need to use the enhancer. So I'm gonna explain myself. I can have some commercial projects where I need a very clean look for the commercial. So technically, if I need a clean look, I won't use the enhancer. If I have a commercial that needs this kind of gritty film look emulation, and having this kind of ambience to it, then I would use the enhancer, because the enhancer would make my image go to a very great ballpark. Because I already have a lot of film emulation inside the enhancer, and so because I have so much choice in terms of film emulation, then I'm very confident to use the enhancer on my commercial projects that needs it. Yeah. So I would suggest, like if you are a beginner, I mean, if you are starting out, just wait a bit to see the projects that you are having, because I know that, for example, when I started out, I had more commercials that required a clean grade than, for example, commercials that required a more filmic grade. So just try to see where you are in terms of activity, like in terms of artistry. And if, for example, there is a lot of demand for film grade, then I think you should invest in the enhancer. Yeah. Um, what do you think of scatter? So I heard a lot of good thing about scatter, and I really want to try it. I just didn't have yet the opportunity to try it. So scatter is in my book, so I want to try it. Yeah. I'm just gonna switch on Instagram to see the questions. How do you match contrast that are shot with different cameras? So to match contrast with different cameras, it's actually, there's no real magic trick. I would say that you for me, the best practice is to put it in the same color space. So, for example, if you have a red camera and you have a Sony camera, if you are putting them in a DaVinci Wide Gamut color space, already you're gonna have kind of the same behavior when you're gonna shift your colors around. So I would suggest to first put it in the same color space, and after, to match the contrast between the two cameras, then it will be, by eye, and by eye in the sense of, like, you can use your scopes to guide you, but also you will need to have a sharp eye to recognize when it's too contrasty over the other image, or when it's not so contrasty over the image. And what is funny is that most of the time, actually, it's not really the contrast that is not matching, how I think that is a contrast, but actually it's more like density, the density of colors. So this is also something that you need to pay attention to. Between some cameras, there's some difference of density and saturation, and so then it can really affect maybe your eye, in terms of contrast. So maybe my advice is that if you really want to just observe the contrast by itself, you should turn your image in black and white and then match the contrast between the two images, because then in black and white it's easier to just match the contrast in itself and not being distracted by the colors. How do you conceive your LUTs? Which tool and how you stress test them? So I build my LUTs on DaVinci Resolve, and I stress test them on DaVinci Resolve. So you have multiple multiple tools to stress test your LUT. So you can observe your LUT as a cube, to see how your LUT is reacting. And you also have like some images to stress test your LUT that you can find on the internet that are really useful. And so when you have this kind of images, if you see, for example, a sort of a sharp transition between the two colors, it means that your LUT is not great in terms of this transition, and so then this is good to then smoothen the transition between the two colors in your LUT. So this is how I stress test LUTs and how I recognize like if my LUTs are too crunchy or if they are fine. Um, is there an industry standard when pricing my service? The industry standard actually, like when you are a creative, when you are an artist, there's no real industry standard. It really depends on the market you are. So if you are based in a certain market, the prices would differ. And so then my advice is that you should just try to ask around the prices of, for example, your peers, your colorist peers, just to see like where you are sitting in the market. So this is my only advice, because this is actually pretty difficult to tell you an answer about this, because technically there's no real universal standard. What saturation compression in CST actually do? When and how to use it? Saturation compression in color space transform would actually try to retrieve some colors that could actually break. So it depends on the modification you are doing within your color space transform. It depends on which color space you are transitioning to from which color space. So saturation compression is here to retrieve actually the colors if there is a breakage. I'll use it quite rarely. I would say I would just use it I would just use it if there is a need to, because I don't really like the effect of saturation compression actually. But it could be useful in some situation. I'm gonna just go on YouTube and check the questions. Happy birthday. Okay, so happy birthday, Chloe. Thank you. Would you grade after JP2499 since you got all the color separation, or everything is before? So, for the JP2499, it depends on. See, each time I answer a question, I always say it depends. But it depends on the style you want to go for. I would suggest that if, for example, you are using the JP2499 like I did in a DaVinci Waygamut color space, I would suggest to grade it before, like to grade before and do your grade before the JP2499. But I know that there's some people that actually would prefer the reaction of the colors after the JP2499. So if you are after the JP2499, you are in the Rec 709 color space. So it comes with its pros and its cons. The cons are that the color space is tinier. After, the pros is just like um, you can achieve very like a you can achieve a pleasant contrast, because technically like now it's display refer, and so then you can do this in Rec 709. The problem with the contrast is that then you can go overboard really quickly. So that's why I don't advise to go in the Rec 709 color space. Like if you are grading in the Rec 709 color space, it could be difficult actually to output great grades, because also you don't really have a lot of room. So just try to grade before your JP2499. I think that's the best, and you're gonna enjoy the experience way more than after. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. Thank you so much. Your videos have helped me a lot. Thank you. Okay, so someone is saying to me, so Row 55 Films is saying to me, your videos have helped me a lot in my work and personal growth as a colorist. Thank you so much. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful birthday. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your message. That's really touching. Thank you. After, do you mainly work in DaVinci Waygamut? I mainly work in DaVinci Waygamut. DaVinci Waygamut is my preferred color space, and let's say 99% of my work is in DaVinci Waygamut. That's maybe like just 1% of my work that could be in Aces, because I'm working with a VFX team that needs an output in Aces, but that would be just the case. Yeah. You mentioned in your video that we should export in Gamma 2.2 for internet. I tried to export both Gamma 2.2 and Rec 709A and uploaded both to YouTube. How come both videos looks exactly the same? So Gamma 2.2 is the preferred, Gamma 2.2 is the standard Rec 709. So Gamma 2.2 have no risk of clashing in terms of play. So when you are playing the video in multiple devices, there's no chances for this video to clash to another a conversion from another software. But Rec 709A can, because Rec 709A has this compensation that is already built in this color space, and so then it can create some deterioration in your image. If you want more detail about this, I've done a video that is called Should You Use Rec 709A? And so in this video, I explain everything in detail, and you can check it out. It's actually pretty complete to answer your question. Do you grade after you convert to Rec 709 or before? I mean, when you grade the source. Yeah, so as I said before, I grade always before my Rec 709, because I would be in a DaVinci Waygamut color space. So I always advise people to grade before their color space transform, either if they are in DaVinci Waygamut or in Rec 709. It's the same. It's better to grade just before, as like you have more room, to grade. Yeah, and you can make the test if you want to try at home. You can just do the grade before your Rec 709 and try to export this grade after your Rec 709, and you're gonna see a very big shift in terms of color. It's not often colorists to be involved in the pre-production process, but when the opportunity comes, what key consideration or insight would you normally bring to the table? So pre-production, technically, I would, for me, in my experience, in the experience that I had with director of photography, technically the director of photography is my boss. So the director of photography will decide, creatively what he wants for the footage, and I'm gonna try to recreate his vision. So then, in pre-production, what's gonna happen is that the director of photography would made me come to sorry, the director of photography would make me come to, for example, the camera test, to test the LUTs we built prior with him. And if, for example, I need to change the LUTs because we're gonna need a LUT for example, like a certain time of the day, or this is another moment in the video where there's another emotion or anything like this, then I will be here to change the LUTs for all the LUTs to work. And so also I will make sure that the LUTs are working correctly in the camera. So this is what's happening. And so then my insights would be more technical insights than creative insights. After, of course, like I can put some creative inputs in the sense of like this is me that push the knobs to create the LUT, but I would follow like what the DP wants and the reference he would give me. Yeah. Ok, alors, tac, tac, tac. I'm just gonna check on Instagram if I didn't miss anything. No, that's good. Any color grading tips for car edits? Any color grading tips for cars? I would say just try to have the color of the car consistent, because this is exactly like what the client is focusing about. Sorry, it's focusing on. So yeah, try to have the color of the car consistent. This is very important, and also like to not have. Whoops, sorry. I've dropped something. Yeah. But also to not have your for example, like darks, yeah, your darks on the car that are crunch. So you need to make sure that all the details of the car are visible. So for example, like I had Honda commercial. I made a Honda commercial just recently, and so there was like the ventilation that is in the front of the car. And so this ventilation is often black, so the color of the ventilation is black. And so then when I apply my look, it's went a bit crushed. So it's not crushed in the sense of like I lost the signal of the shadows, but it was losing a bit of details, in my grading monitor. And so then you have to make sure that all the details are visible. So then I had to bring up, this ventilation, just because as you are selling a product, everything needs to be good, in the sense of like everything needs to be recognizable. Can you just use can you just use the log 2499 with the JP 2499 as an intermediate space? Yes, you can. you can use the log 2499 as an intermediate space, and so then also it allow you to experience another color space. So it's pretty good. Yeah, I recommend also. Yeah. I've really enjoyed your tutorials. Thank you so much. Remember you telling you do a lot of work on set as well. What's like? So, I do a lot of work on set. I actually like for this year I haven't had that much work on set. It's just that sometimes I can be called on set to verify that the LUTs are working, and so also I can be here as a DIT to modify the LUTs if there's an issue. So it's great for me to come on set because I can be here from the pre-production to actually the post production, because most of the time when they take me as a DIT, I am the colorist. So then I know the project by heart, and I love it because then as I was on set, then I could see like when the team did, yeah, what the team did, and also like what I should pay attention to, because there's some takes that the director really love, and so then like that would be very insistent in terms of look or anything like this. So it's really great for me to be on set and have this experience. um yeah, recently I didn't have that much, I would say, this year. I've been more on my grading, like in my grading room. But if I can have more experience on set, yeah, I won't spit on it. That's so good. I really like it. uh could you please share how to grade a video in an analog film look without the Dehancer plugin? So without the Dehancer plugin, then you will need to create yourself. And so then you have different techniques and tropes to create it yourself. Um, you can use now that DaVinci Resolve 19 came out, you can use the film look creator, and the film look creator I find is a good starting point as a core look if you want an analog film look. um, and also you can try to identify what makes the analog film this way. So most of the time the analog film would have a strong split toning. So then it's good if you want to recreate it yourself to study split tone. So split tone in the shadows and split tone on the highlights. So split toning, for those that don't know, it's the separation of the red channel, the green channel, and the blue channel in your curves. And so you have this, but also you can identify how the texture is working in the analog film. So how the highlights are reacting, how the grain is reacting, how the shadows are reacting. Most of the time the highlights are very soft, and most of the times the shadows are quite creamy and faded. So there's this kind of hints you can look at. And yeah, I think that's all. Also, like, if you want to use a film print to it, it's good. It's actually pretty important, because the film print like would make your film emulation come together. It's the way of printing normally the film emulation. So it's good to use then either the Kodak 2383 or the Fujifilm 3513, because you have it already for free in DaVinci Resolve, and so then you can use them as your advantage. Okay, do we have any other question? Do we have any other questions? Did I miss some questions? Maybe I missed some questions. Tuck, tuck, tuck. What monitor would you recommend as a reference monitor, not for the from the premium segment? What do you think about the LG? So the LG TVs, I don't really have a lot of knowledge on LG TVs, so I don't really want to advise you on this. Maybe you can find other colorists that had an experience with it, and so then that can advise you. So LG, I don't really know. I know that there's some models that are pretty good, but I don't know for this model in particular. For cheap, I would say for cheap grading monitor, I would suggest to go to the Asus Pro Art, because I find that I have two Asus Pro Art, and I find that Asus is pretty good for the price. Honestly, like I have one grading monitor that I take around on in production houses that is pretty cheap and not so big. It's only 27-inch, and so then that's why I can afford to bringing over other production houses. And this one is the PA279CV, the Asus Pro Art PA279CV, and this one is around like $500, something like this. So I paid it $500 at that time. So I I really like it, and it's very very cheap. Also, like I have the Asus Pro Art PA32UCX PK. This one is a bit more expensive. It's around like $2,000 or $3,000, but it's still on the cheap side in terms of color grading monitors, and it's pretty good. This one, I like the second Asus that I'm describing to you. I won't bring it to other production houses or anything like this, because first of all it's more expensive, and so then I'm just too scared to like to break my screen. And second of all, this is a 32-inch, so it's really big, and so then to bring around, it's not that convenient. So then I have it in my studio, and it stays in my studio as a grading reference monitor, and love it. Oh, Darren, how are you celebrating your birthday? Have a good one. So it's quite fun because my birthday, I didn't really plan anything. Honestly, I'm someone that just like, okay, because I'm 29. So I'm 29, guys. Yeah, I'm almost 30, but I'm 29. Because this year is not so important, because like you can't be like, oh, I'm 25, let's celebrate, or oh, I'm 30, let's celebrate. So I didn't really do that much. I would say that I've just spent my afternoon with my loved ones, and yeah, also like went to the restaurant. Yeah, just to splurge a bit, and that's all. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm 56. Believe me, every year is important. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, yeah, every year is important. But then I'm just thinking, right? I already have such a full year, and I don't really need anything. So that's why it's I love it. That's why I don't really need to party or anything like this, because I feel pretty fulfilled. So it's cool. I love it. Yeah. So yeah, 2025, it's gonna be a big year. So I'm just really excited for it. Really, really excited. So I'm just gonna go on Instagram to see. Can you name your top three favorite colorists? Oh, you're so harsh. You're so harsh for all these colorists. I need to name three colorists. Oh my god. Oh my god. How do I do it? How do I do it? That you put me on the corner. I know that Darren is in the live chat, so I'm gonna say Darren. So yeah, yeah. Darren, because like, yeah, everyone except Darren. For my favorite colorist, um, that's actually a very good question. That's a very good question. Because I follow quite a lot of colorists, but I if I need to pick three of them, that's a very hard question. That's the same as like when you ask me to pick only three movies or ask me to pick like only three bands. So I would say that, okay, the first one that really inspired me and that made me really decide that I wanted to be a colorist is Tom Poole, because I really love the work that he's doing, and I think it's a very good colorist. And if you want to follow his work and get inspired by his work, it's great. Very great references. Um, After I, I, it's it's so difficult. It's so difficult. I would say Darren Mostin, Cullen Kelly, Frenchie. No. Yeah, I like Kellen. I like Kellen. Kellen because he taught me a lot also, and yeah, I'm one of his mentees. So yeah, yeah, Kellen is a good one. Darren also because I mean I'm your mentee, Darren too. And I would say I really, really admire the work of Andrea Schleback. Schleback? Yes. I really admire her work because I find that everything that she outputs is great. I really recommend you guys, to watch what she's done. I think it's her that worked on Mandy, and so yeah, I think it's her. Let me just check again, because maybe I'm mixing, colorists, but I think she worked on Mandy, right? Yeah, I think so. So I mean the work on Mandy is absolutely stunning, and I love this movie because of the color grading, and it's amazing. I love it. So I would say that this movie really inspired me to some of my color grading. So that's why I really love her. And yeah, and of course, yeah, Jill Bogdanovich is a huge name and also is a inspiration. So yeah, so this is very difficult to just take three, like to just name three colorists, because it's very, very difficult, because everybody like is very skilled, and is yeah, it's very, very difficult. um After, will you be doing one? Okay, will you be doing one-on-one during this holiday season? I plan on signing up soon. So to do, yeah, so I can do one-on-one if you want to. I want actually to just um, do a break, and just put everything back in 2025, because I'm having also the project to create maybe something more with the one-on-one coaching session. So then, like, have it a bit more professional, a bit more automatized, in the sense of, like, before, when I was doing the one-on-one session, I was manually making all the emails manually, booking all the schedules and the Zoom calls and all this. So I want just like to have a break on it, to just rebrain the process in terms of for me to not waste too much time with the administrative and technical things around it, and just to be only focused on your session. So that's why I want to try to make it a bit more professional. So I would say maybe more in 2025, like more beginning 2025 would be better. So yes, I will work on the coaching sessions. So after, yeah, oh my God, yeah, Darren, Toby Tompkins, Dan Moran, Walter, Alex Gregory, Simon, yeah, exactly, exactly. Oh, also I have a friend. So my friend Douglas Dutton is very talented, and he won the Emerging Talent Film Light Color Awards this year, and I'm really proud of him. So he's one of my favorite colorists. Yeah, really, really. Um, what are the few things to remember before buying a monitor for color grading? I would say just the thing that you should pay attention to is if the monitor has a 99% or 100% in Rec 709, and if, for example, the delta in terms of color accuracy is low, I would say like if the delta is lower than 2, it's good. Also, I would recommend screens that are in 10-bit, because it's important for you to have quality, like just to have some sharp image. And also, my real advice is to take a color calibrator with it, just like, because if you don't have hardware color calibration in your screen, it's gonna be you can't actually really trust the manufacturer color calibration, and yeah, you would need to color calibrate yourself. So if you don't have a hardware color calibrator with your screen, then just take a color calibrator next to it. Do you get inspiration from still photography or paintings for your color grades? There's sometimes some things I can stumble upon, and then like take it as some inspiration. Um, I would say that if you want to study on painting, it's actually pretty interesting, because painting would show you how colors can work together or can not work together, thanks to drawing and painting, but just as a observer. I'm not someone that paints, or I'm not someone that draws, because I'm terrible with drawing. Like you should never watch what I draw, because it's horrible. But with just observing painting and drawing, you can really understand the color schemes. So the three color schemes that we are using the most in color grading is the analogous, the monochromatic, and the complementary colors. And so these can be used quite a lot, but also you can recognize other color schemes in the paintings, and then it can inspire you to create other style of grades. So I think that just being observant to other form of arts around, it could be good, and I think could really expand your horizon as an artist. Okay, so what time is it? Is for me, hey guys, it's 1:20 a.m. for me. We are staying quite late for the birthday. um, so I'm just gonna answer maybe two questions, and after we call it, yeah. Do colorists need to understand coding or color science? Nowadays, people used to create a DCTL for their own tool. So, uh, I think if you are a freelance colorist, it is quite important to know actually the basics of color science, just like because you don't have any company to back you up in terms of grading. So I'm going to explain myself. When you are working in a color shop, and especially like a big color shop, you can have a team of color scientists that would help you to build your grade and that would make sure that your grade is not breaking. Your grade in the sense of your LUTs. Your LUTs are not breaking, and so then these people will make sure that everything is working fine. The thing is, when you are a freelance colorist, you don't have these people to carry you. And so then it is important for you to have at least basics to understand how an image is reacting to your pixels. Because if, for example, you are uh, building a lot by yourself, that is prone to make your image break, you're gonna just initiate more problems than you're gonna solve it. And so then it will not help you in your process, because then like you will only try to solve problems. I think it's good then for you to understand some basics of color science, just to avoid this kind of issues. um Any course you did, yeah, any course you did or like, and how you started the process of color grading? um so the course that I did and that I would really recommend, and that made me started like really on color grading, um I did, so for the context, I did other classes before this masterclass that actually made me learn the wrong workflow, and I had to unlearn after. So the masterclass that really like opened my mind and really taught me how color grading was done, and done properly, was the masterclass by Walter Volpato on tag resolve training. So that was the first one that they released with him. And this masterclass really opened up all my chakras, you know. He made a huge difference in my color grading journey. And so then I would recommend to you, if you are interested to be to become a better colorist, and also to be a more professional colorist, then to look at the tag resolve training master classes, because they are very, very good. If you want more knowledge also, I advised earlier in this live stream to go to the Mixing Light website, because the Mixing Light website has a lot of knowledge and information. And I think that it's great, because if you have an issue, for sure they made an article about it. So yeah, it's amazing, and the community there is great. So I would suggest that. Also, I mean, follow Darren, because Darren explained everything super well and dumbed down everything. So you're gonna have a lot of ease to understand the concept of color grading and how to use the tools. So this is my advice. I think it's great to follow these first steps, and then like then you can go to something a bit more advanced after. Yeah. Yeah, Darren, you're still here. Wow. I saw that Alex jumped off. Yeah, thank you, Alex, for being here too. Yeah, so Guys, thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for spending my birthday with me. That's super cool, and I think I wouldn't have it any other way. That was so nice. So yeah, I'm going home in a minute. Been in the studio all day. Yeah, Darren, I think you you can go home because it's very late. I think even in the UK, it's very late. So yeah, everyone is gonna just go back and sleep. I think everyone deserves that. Yeah. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, I see you next time, guys. And yeah, another life. Let's see. Let's see. Maybe soon. Maybe soon. Now that I saw how to live stream on YouTube and on Instagram at the same time, I'm unstoppable. So see you guys, and I see you for maybe next video, next live. I don't know, but see you guys.